Hey guys, welcome back to another news breakdown here on Soto Pop. Alright, I know it's been a while, but as always, I'm your host, the Frozen Stratos, and today we're going to be catching up with all the news that we didn't get to in our break. But if you absolutely want to skip to all the brand new stuff, I made a separate video for that. But if you do just want to catch up, we're going to be diving right in to all the other stuff that we happen to miss with Soto, Shoto, and Yudo. So without further ado, let's just dive right into where we basically left off. And that is with Soto Chronicle. So this was toward the end of the year, and we didn't really know if we were going to be getting anything from the Soto blog, and they gave us this bombshell, basically. But before that, they did want to make some amendments about Soto Chronicle. In the previous post prior to this, it was the reveal of Kuga, and they put some Grongi language in there, and they asked, hey, did you decrypt it? It was actually saying that they are promising to do all 11 forms of Kuga. I know that there's some debate that there are maybe one or two more forms than 11, but for now, this is what they're telling us. They're doing all 11 forms. That is what they are promising. Also, they wanted to show off the Grongi that was sort of etched into the bottom of the chest. Now, like I said, that wasn't it. They dropped an entire bombshell on us because they gave us our next look at the next Premium Chronicle line, and it centers all around Kamen Rider Den-O. So basically, we're going to be getting Zeronos. We're going to be getting Zeronos Zero form. We're going to be getting Zeronos Vega form. And tons of accessories with them as well. But not just that. We get the Future Rider himself, new Den-O. Not the first Future. He is technically one of the first Future Rider, I guess. But yeah, we're finally getting to dip our toes into just some of the stuff that I really love, some of the odds and ends sort of riders, and he is one of my absolute favorites, so I'm super happy we're going to be getting this. We got a little bit of a breakdown on the Premium Bandai site of what all is going to come with everything, and obviously Altair form is going to have the sword, Vega form is going to have the bow. There's not going to be, extras to share between them, but, it's all the same system. Zero, his gun, sword, his sword, and then 4 display stands. So that's perfect. That's everything any of us could have asked for. This is going to be a very special set. I'm looking forward to this. Again, this is Premium Bandai, and this is already up on Premium Bandai Japan, so make sure to get your pre-orders in if you are wanting them. And hey, make sure to let Bluefin know, let Team Rider know that we want to pre-order these, and it would definitely be easier to go through Amazon yet again if they chose to go that route, or at least let us know. So definitely get a hold of them, let them know that we want this stuff. Anyways, next up we have another look at 01. Not much here. Well, there is a little bit here. So we're just gonna hit some of the more important points here. First up, 01 himself. There's a lot of paint and sticker discussion, but the main paint discussion was that earlier on, and it'll be a little hard to notice, but there is a red line on 01 that it was very hard for them to render, and it was very difficult for them to sort of get this all lined up. Well, not lined up, but like added as a paint app. And they didn't go into specifics about how they ended up making it possible, but it became possible, so they made it happen, and I am happy for it, because it does make a noticeable difference, and they were dedicated to putting that in. So again, definitely happy about that. The next thing they dropped on us from this, though, also he comes with the axe. because cool. From before, we didn't know if the axe or the gun of this had any meat removal. These do not have meat removal. It has been confirmed recently because people have gotten these in hand. So yeah, next up, they sort of gave us our first look at AI 5.5, which is very strange. And this is all centered around Mammoth. So this is basically our EX mechanics. I don't quite know what the intention was for renaming the set to AI 5.5 as opposed to naming it EX mechanics. I can only speculate that it has something to do with wanting to bring it, to let people know that this is part of the main series and not skippable, not extra, not EX. But again, that's just speculation. They also wanted to say that these are going to be done in a much smaller run than the Tide Magines were, and this is much shorter. And since they're doing such a shorter run, and this is actually a very densely packed robot, like they reduced the size, but they packed in a lot of plastic still. There is a price increase on this. But, we still get tons of really cool stuff in here. There's the yellow all over this. That's all paint. The head is fully painted because it's made out of PVC. Now, there's tons of PVC over this guy. The head, the guns... actually, I do believe that's it. Next up, they added tons of articulation, and each one here is being highlighted as a point. Like some of the bigger stuff here, the head, you could like slightly move upward. You have that extra range of motion, and the arm you can reset the shoulder in to get a different angle on it. So there's a lot of room for articulation here. This thing is a lot shorter than the Tide Magine. Time Magine. Sorry, I get that always mixed up. Time Magine, just because, production costs and all that stuff, but this is still able to transform into its various modes. Another thing that AI 5.5 is going to be coming with is the bike. And this has been shown to, the way the axle works is that the handle actually does move the wheel from side to side this time. As opposed to 01's bike where, they would sort of move independently of each other, which would get kind of annoying. Also, if you'll notice, this time there is a larger sort of handle. They made this thing out of PVC as well, like this little bit and some other bits on the bike. And they made the handle longer so it wouldn't look too weird like it did on 01. So yeah, those are basically the main points. If you want full coverage, I've got links in the description down below to a full breakdown on Twitter. Next up, we have a little bit of Ultraman news, and this is from the CHODO Heroes line, I believe. So it's going to be coming with Ultraman, Ace, and 7, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Ultraman 7 Ace, and an extended part set. Like I said, I won't be diving too deep into these guys and their accessories, but there is a difference in this version of the Ultraman that was, like, there's silver paint on the chest that just was not present on the initial retail release. Also, I cannot tell if the this colorized version of the Heroes Ultraman, if that one is like a pre-production image, or if this is like the final product, what it's supposed to look like. But comparing the two, it looks like it has a better sheen. I just also think it looks like it has a rendered sheen, or at least different lighting, just something making this lighting different, just fundamentally different. And you know, maybe it's not as indicative of how it will actually look compared to the other one, but who knows? They didn't really specify, and we're always, again, supposed to take these pre-production images with a grain of salt. Usually they come out looking similar to this, so, you know, take that for what you will. Anyways, next up, that was the end of Ultraman stuff, so now we move on to our sponsored segment from ZAIA Industries. That's right, ZAIA has provided us with images of the brand new ZAIA Soto figure. Main points to hit here are that he comes with the Thouser Jacker, which also has, it separates into two parts, long end in the back and the front, so it's not, you know, a snubbed weapon here. And it's actually fairly large, so that looks pretty good. Another thing they wanted to touch on was the sort of the way that they were able to make the painting work. Now, the head is fully painted because that's done in PVC, and we'll take a closer look later, but there is black over gray paint, and they just wanted to show you that they made an effort to make that different. Now, like I said, the head is PVC because, you know, they're just 5 points, you know, the 5 horns, whatever. So the face had to be fully painted, and it looks beautiful for it. It's got that nice black on it, and same with the chest. Then we move over to the legs and the torso, and there's supposed to be this gray line that follows from the torso of the suit all the way down to the legs, and they were actually able to accomplish this by using paint on the chest and making the crotch gray, and then moving back to paint with the legs, so it all sort of flows together in this really nice, I don't know, merging. It looks really good, and they just were very proud of how they were able to sort of cut this up, so I am in turn proud of them. This looks fantastic. Thank you, ZAIA Industries, ZAIA, whatever the sponsor is. Next up, another key change that they wanted to note was that 01 has a form changing gimmick, and that's just not present in the ZAIA product line. So Thouser is not going to have quite the pronounced chest armor that we got with 01, because those needed to swap off in such a way that those needed to be swapped out. So what that does is it sort of makes the armor smaller, and there's a lot less paint that needs to be filled in those like transitionary parts. Say with, you know, 01, he has that little silver stripe there that just, you know, doesn't need to be present there and can be painted in on the chest itself. And here it sort of shows you what would have had to have been painted. Like, they would have needed to paint on the gold and the silver, and it's better to just paint the gold and the silver on the chest since they were doing it that way anyway. It just sort of simplified the process. Now, if you have logged into our Discord at all, some people are speculating that that might be a certain change that the Soto release of 01 might do, and I'm inclined to agree with that sentiment. So possibly we will see something like this for 01 down the line. Anyway, that's it for that blog post, and this is our first sort of look at AI-05, or wait, 06? It's... Sorry, it's one of the ones that, he's like one of the first out of this batch that we haven't seen yet. So next up, we have our look at Geo Ohma form, which, you know, we are now diving into the backlog of Geo finally, and this looks fantastic. This sort of lines up with, I don't want to say the American release of this, but it's slowly getting out to people that this is subbed, so, you know, it's kind of fitting that it's coming out. So right now, the head here, it's being accomplished with stickers on the eyes and the mouth with gold paint like right underneath the ride watch, silver paint on the horns, and then white paint over everything else. I assume that the head was not this pearlescent white to begin with. They just hit it with a coat of that white. It must have been black, or yeah, it must have been black before. I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't make it completely clear why there's white paint, but I assume that that would be the case. That it was, just black plastic before. So this is, I don't know, sort of a paint breakdown. Another thing that they wanted to hit was that this thing has tons of PVC on him. He's got the back wings, the front skirt, and the sort of, I guess, shoulder armor, that chest thing. Another note on this thing is that apparently this was tough to do. Generally, you'd think, oh yeah, apply paint on the top and the bottom to get those gold, that gold trim, but it wasn't possible to do it in 2 different paint operations, so they split it into 4. They knew that paint detail was very important, and they didn't want to sacrifice it. You can see the side-by-side comparison with and without, and they said they were dedicated to making it look the way it does, and it certainly paid off because it does make a noticeable difference. And like I said, this guy a while ago, we've been told that it's this was delayed for some reason, or at least that whole movie set was delayed for some reason, and this must have been one of the causes of that, just because they were working with the factory to get the paint down. So yeah, that's really cool. That's neat. Also, that armor does not impede any motion in the arms, so that your arms can hold this weapon. It's another reprint of Geo's sword weapon. So that is an accessory he comes with, but not the only one, because he has these jazz hands. They look really nice, and they have a nice gold paint. It isn't molded plastic. You can see the paint separation here. These look really nice. That's the last thing to come with this guy. The other thing that this blog post wanted to talk about was this guy. I'm trying to say Cashern, which that's definitely not who this guy is. But this is the minion bad guy that showed up in the movie, so it's fitting that he's in this set. He is going to be different than the initial release of this guy, in that there are sort of paint dodges missing and gunmetal gray sticker that's missing. The paint dodges, you'll see what I'm talking about later, so we'll skip over that for now, but there was some gunmetal sticker that went around the thigh that has just now turned into the blue here. Also, the back is missing some gunmetal coloration, and the back of the staff is missing one of its gold stickers. So that's fine. Here's a side-by-side comparison, and if you look at the thighs, you'll see where that gunmetal sticker used to be, and then just beneath, in that belly section, there was, I believe the paint was supposed to dodge that little black area, but they just decided to paint the whole thing because it would have been easier and one less paint operation, I believe. The blog doesn't make it fully, or the translation doesn't make it fully clear. So yeah, in totality, we have all 5 of these things. 5? Yes, 5 of these things ready for this upcoming set. So that's actually not all the news we got, because the final bit of news that we're going to be touching on is Shoto. Now, this set, the V3 and X set, recently came out in Japan. Got mine coming to me, so they just wanted to do a quick breakdown. The main thing that that I took away from this was that usually we don't get split in half sets like this. And what I mean by that is we usually get a main rider, some of his forms, his bike, and then maybe another rider or something. We don't normally get two bikes, and this was hard for them to do. Two bikes, like, have a completely half and half line dedicated, you know, dedicated 1-to-1 to each rider. Usually it's stacked in a different rider's favor, so it was hard for them to do. Probably won't be happening again anytime soon, so definitely appreciate the hard work they put in. But the last thing that they ended off this post with was a tease for the next Shoto announcement they were going to do. And I believe that these are Shoto Amazons from the Amazon series. Wait, the you know, the one that was exclusive to Amazon Prime. That's what these guys are looking to be, and I'm excited. I personally didn't like the show, but the suits are really cool, so I'm excited to see these rendered in. Oh, I'm just so excited. Anyway, that's it for all the Soto, Shoto, Yudo catch-up. I guess there wasn't any Yudo catch-up, but that's all the Candy Toy catch-up. Ooh, I like that. I'm sticking to that. That's all the Candy Toy catch-up we have today. Actually, now that I'm saying it out loud, it sounds like I'm putting ketchup over my candy toys. That's not what I'm doing, but here it is. That's the news. Tell me what you thought. Tell me what you're most excited for in the comments down below. And don't forget, this isn't the latest stuff. Even more stuff came out, and that is in another video that came out the same time as this. So if you haven't checked it out, do so in the links in the description or the end card of this video. Maybe even an eye icon above. Maybe I already used it in the eye icon above before. We'll see what happens. So guys, thanks for watching. Keep it juicy.